More Than Words with Wendy Demonari.
There's so much good to working in a diverse environment, from people with different experiences, ages, skills, abilities, cultures and religions. I really enjoy understanding and learning and considering different views, and there's great value in that. Communications trainer Wendy Demonari, we've spoken before about conversing across the ages and generations. So today let's discuss communicating across culturally diverse backgrounds. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning, Susan. How are you?
I'm great, thank you very much. So what are some of the benefits of friendship and working with people from different cultural backgrounds?
Well, look, there are so many benefits. I think the key benefit is that it brings with it a diversity of thought. So you get more creative approaches to problem solving, and I think that leads to better problem solving and better decision making. It also enhances your global perspective, helps you also fine tune and improve your own communication and listening skills.
There is so much good. So what are some of the things that people should and shouldn't do when chatting and working with people from different cultures?
I think the first thing, in order to sort of develop a bit of a cultural awareness, is to take the time to educate yourself about the other people's, their norms, their customs, their communication styles, their backgrounds as well. So, take that time to be a little bit curious and interested in others and the way they express themselves, the way they handle conflicts as well. If you demonstrate that sort of cultural awareness, I think it goes a long way to helping avoiding any misunderstandings between people.
Yeah. It's about respect, right? You know, in the conversations you have, the questions you ask, how you ask them, but also about not making assumptions.
That's right. I think I've talked about things like this before and ways to challenge your own assumptions. It's very, very important to remain open-minded, to be respectful, to respect the diversity of opinions, because as I said, that's going to help you with your decision making and problem solving. Not making assumptions based on stereotypes, preconceived notions of other people, trying to understand others' sort of unique perspectives and experiences.
How can we be better listeners in these circumstances, do you think?
Right. I have said this before and I'll say it again. I think listening actively, attentively is the most important part of communicating. It is absolutely crucial, and it's even more important when you're with people who are not from your culture as well. Pay attention to the words, but not just the words. Remember, we've talked about body language and how important that is, and you'll get a lot of those nonverbal cues. So practicing empathy and thinking the emotions that are coming in behind the people's words as well, that really helps too.
Now, people are pretty renowned for Aussieisms and slang.
Yeah, mate.
Do people need to be mindful of that as well?
Yeah, well, I think in Australia, we've got some amazing expressions and some really very idiosyncratic idioms, if you like. But I think it's very important, and I really noticed this when I worked in France, and I do happen to be married to a Frenchman as well, so a lot of lost in translation moments there. But that's another thing. We need to be very wary about avoiding complex jargon, even slang. But it's good that we can introduce slang into things so that people do understand it. But sometimes some of our expressions and idioms might be a little bit confusing and a bit challenging. So choose your words carefully. And if you have to rephrase or think of other words, then try to do that as well.
Yeah, no. So learning and openness really important?
Yeah, it is. Learning, I think every encounter that you have is a learning encounter. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to seek feedback from your colleagues about your communication style, about how you express yourself. If there are ways that you could improve your interactions and your experiences that better align with their cultural norms, then try to do that. Be receptive, be open to constructive criticism, and be willing to learn and adapt your approach as you go.
Yeah. I think it comes down to treating people how you like to be treated, right?
Absolutely,
Respect.
absolutely.